the Canadian Basic Military Qualification Part 2. Let's go.
Yes, a lot of them, it's very exciting because this is what they've been waiting for. For a lot of people, it's the realization
that supply warehouse.
Wow, I am getting into the CF. This is who I want to be.
And I think the main thing is pride. You won't, you know, when you wear your uniform and you're standing there and it's just something you feel, it's in your heart and you just can't, you know, you just can't walk away from that.
You know, that's a refreshing thing to hear, what she just said. Pride, right? You're in your uniform. You're proud of what you did. You're proud you accomplished something. There still is a glimmer of hope in people's eyes, right? They're proud to represent their country. Canada, the U.S., Mexico, fill in the blank. Patriotism, it's nice to hear that once in a while where somebody's proud to do it, proud to serve, and they're not asking for anything. There still is that glimmer of hope in people's eyes that there's that patriotism, the thing they can't really buy or get from the internet. It's the pride they feel finishing this. Very refreshing.
Brilliant. Perfect.
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 Good.
This is where they lose all their civilian clothing. This will be the last day they actually wear it. We will show them how to wear it before they go for their supper tonight, and they will actually...
Head shaved, fitness tested, uniform fitted, and it's still week 0.
Today's day 3. What they do is we bring them here first thing in the morning, and they get their kit issue. Once that's all completed, everything stuffed into a few bags, we'll actually go and do a complete inventory of all their kit.
You know somebody lost it, can't find it. There's always that 10% of idiots that somehow they said, get 2 pairs of boots. The guy gets 1 pair, or he gets a size 11 and a size 8 boot. Somehow that always happens in these trainings. No matter how much you baby people, they tend to screw it up.
It will make me sad if there's one less person for me to yell at. I said all right! I said listen to my words of command!
Want more parts? Let me know in the comments.
Go get your ruck and fall in on it right now! I did not say move. Move! Was I not clear?
Yes, Sergeant!
I wasn't clear.
You were, Sergeant!
Get a grip.
Now, I've seen them carry these sticks before, and you guys have told me what they're called. Can't remember. I think it's a great idea. My problem is when I see that stick that this instructor's carrying, I know, if it were me, I'd end up whacking somebody with the thing if I was an instructor. Have you guys ever been whacked with one of those sticks? I know they use them in the UK military, obviously in Canada. Love it. I wish the Marine Corps drill instructors carried them. If they can get somebody's attention, I think it's an effective tool.
You have to remember what's going on. You will be responsible for your kit. That includes a toolkit on an aircraft, which involves lives other than yours.
You see how the ball is second from the end, away from you?
Yes, sir.
You know, that's a very important point he just made. It's not about you, right? He said, bring the bowl, get the bowl right. It's not about your bowl. It's about if you can't follow simple instruction, like he said, you're an aircraft mechanic. You don't follow instruction. You don't fix the airplane right. 50 guys die on the plane. It's very important you're dealing with stuff like this. It's like if you're a mechanic on a car and you mess up a brake line, it's an important thing, right? It's an important job. Same way here in the military. You know, you're not serving hamburgers where somebody gets sick and they go home. This can come to something, and that's why they make such a big deal in these trainings, even the little tiny things, because in that 0.5% chance you're involved in something that matters, you could get somebody hurt beside you, and that's probably the bigger issue. It's not you getting hurt. It's 10 other guys getting the knock on the door with the flag, right? Now they'll screw this up, counting off.
Start again!
Be sure that this is what you want to do, because it is challenging. It's very challenging.
Well, if you're gonna...
Members of 25 Platoon. They are known simply as Minarsky Platoon.
Minarsky, huh?
Private Slinsky, 669, Infantry, 00010.
Well, I've always been,
brainy, nerd. I've always been smart, picked on for it. I've never been a very physical person, and I thought that was a deficiency in my character I should correct. This would be an opportunity to become a more physical person, a more well-rounded person, a more excellent person, and I thought that was a good idea.
You know, he's pretty self-aware. I like that in the guy. He said he's basically been always a smart guy, probably picked on. So this will help well-round him, right? Go in the military. And it probably will. There's a lot of guys like that are, you wouldn't picture to be in the military, that are outstanding guys that are like him. You look at him, you go, looks like a dorky guy. But those kind of guys shine through. Usually the guys that you think are the tough guys that are terrible.
Private Pratt 302, Supply Technician 00168. I think I was up for the challenge, and my husband's also in Petawawa, and he came back from tour. It was just a really awesome feeling seeing him come home. So I thought I want to be a part of that too. It was really, really cool.
It's like a boring job.
Private LaRose 301, Infantry 00010. I love every second here. Like, this is just a blast for me. Like, I don't know any other 17-year-old kids that can actually say they're in the military.
You know, at 17, I went when I was 17, it's very influential in your life, right? You're young, things so intense. It does imprint on you. And like the 33-year-old, those guys can add something to the 17-year-old because they're doing the same job, right? Totally different lives. But when they're working together, there is some learning experience you derive from this. You know, you've got a pretty big age gap here between the 17 and the 33-year-old. Now the 21-year-old, let's see.
I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do. I know that my dad always wanted to be in the military, so that's a huge thing. I knew he was interested, and I don't know, I never got the chance to, so I wanted to try it out.
Private Boivin 902 AVN Tech 00135. It's something I've pretty much always wanted to do since I've been about 16
All right, she's the 42-year-old. That's old to be in the military. I'm 48. I could do it fine if I had to, not in the Marines. Looks like I could do this, but that would be a big adjustment. You're not bouncing like the 17-year-olds. Now, I suspect her training is not going to be the same as the 17-year-old. If the standards to the average, which could be the 42-year-old, right, as far as physical standards, that would be a problem. So let's take a look at how she does. I'll be very curious how she could hold up with the 17-year-olds.
A girlfriend of mine and her sister joined, and I remember her coming home in her uniform, and I remember how proud she looked. And it's just something that I always stuck in the back of my head. Anyway, to make a long story short, one day I went into work and I expressed to myself that I was considering, maybe joining the military. And they laughed at me. That kind of bothered me. So I went outside and took a break, and I came back in and I said, I've been employed with you for 11 years. The only thing I've ever asked from you was respect. And you just might as well have slapped me in the face.
Well, if she came in and I worked with her, she said, yeah, I'm going to go in the military. I don't know if I'd laugh. I probably would laugh. Not because of her, just because she's 42. It's really not the age range you're looking for in the military. Now, I don't know enough about the Canadian military to speak to it. Apparently, that's fine. It seems like it should be a hard go for her. I don't know what her job is. Think of aviation tech or something. Let's keep watching.
See ya, adios, and here I am. That's it. So, basically a childhood dream, and we're going to give it a shot and see what happens.
With the recruits, we have as young as 17, and we have as old as nearly 50. And
50?
They're all, at this point, succeeding.
Each week, success is measured in kilometers as Mynarski platoon is put to the test, military style.
I think 50 is just too old, honestly, to be in as a private in the infantry. Now, if you have a unique skill set, let's say you're a physician, a pilot, something that is a skill that doesn't demand the physical component of it, maybe it works fine. Maybe the guy does great. There was some guy who was in the U.S. Army, I think. He was the oldest guy as a sergeant. Put that in the comments. Don't remember his name. Saw some of the news about him. Old guy, probably kicking ass. Some people can do it, but let's be real. Let's not focus on exceptions. Let's focus on reality. Most 50-year-olds aren't doing it, hence there's why there's an age limit in the U.S. military.
Marching is a big part of basic training, Today's march is 3.2K. Every week, Mynarski platoon marches farther, marches in preparation for the grueling 13K march they'll face in just over a month.
3.2 kilometers.
All right, let's be honest here. 3.2-kilometer march is not very far. I think I walked that far to the store, the backpack on to get groceries. Now, saying that, okay, they're warming up. They got a big variety of guys. Some of these are going to be supply clerks. Some are going to be technicians of some type. 13 kilometers is the long march, shy, of 10 miles. Don't find that to be terribly far. I'm assuming, put this in the comments if you know, that the infantry training, hopefully they start off slow, because if you go in there just doing 10 milers or 13 kilometers, and then you go to infantry training and they're expecting you to do 25, 30 miles, 45 kilometers, you're going to be in for a world of hurt and not be prepared.
March is the first of 4 forced marches. As you can see today, we have no weapon and we have the empty rucksack. As we progress with the weeks, we will add on some weight in order to pass the 13-kilometer march, which will be done in week 9. It used to be in week 11. 13-kilometer march will be done in week 9, fully kitted. That means you'll have over 50 pounds of kit on your body. Double up, go, double up, move.
Step up, we'll go toe-to-toe. Step up, we'll go toe-to-toe.
4 weeks in, and our 5 recruits have begun to hit their stride, in more ways than one.
It looks like the worst part about this march is to be breaking in your boots. They have the old leather-style speed lace boots, 3.2 miles. Not much, obviously. Not much else to say there.
Already I can tell that I'm becoming a more confident person, because I've never walked with my arms down before, and because of the constant marching, they just naturally go there now. And
yeah, she was texting before.
Talk to you guys. I feel good about that. I'm normally shy, so.
I'm just so happy I'm here. I have never been motivated to do my job so much, because before I came here, I had a job that I liked, but I didn't really have the drive.
Heel first on the ground, point the toes.
It looks like marching or drilling is the same universal language, whether it be in Canada, the United States. Some nuances, like lifting the foot up high when you do a right face or left face. Some of the terminology, instead of doing about face, I think they call it about turn in the UK, something like that. That part's very interesting, how we all have little nuances and what we call the same thing.
Going, Hinks. Do not slow this down, Hinks. The rest of the platoon is counting on you.
Arm swing's definitely different. I always find that to be somewhat sticks out at me, because I'm so not used to seeing that. I think it was 9 to the front or 6 to the front, 3 to the rear, so kind of a short arm swing. In the U.S. Marine Corps, these guys have the more traditional kind of longer swing of the arms. Is it a big deal? No. Is it interesting to watch the differences? Of course it is.
Myself, that there's a lot of things I can do that I never thought I'd be able to, We did 100 push-ups the other day, and someone would have told me a year ago I was going to do 100 push-ups. I would say, yeah, you need another beer. You know what I mean?
I used to have an anger problem, and I can't have that here. And it's been calmed down a lot. Learning self-respect, teamwork, definitely teamwork.
To get your left hand up? No, you're instructed to get your right hand up. You get your right hand up as soon as the movement is called the proper hand. Understood? Yes, Sergeant! It's your first time doing this. You do it every time perfectly. Understood? Understood? Yes, Sergeant! Practice it on your own time. Actually, do it properly every time. Yes, Sergeant!
The oddest class we get for drill is, of course, the marching, the turning, the stamping,
yes,
everybody yelling, that sort of thing. And that's a purely physical class, but it requires a great deal of concentration and mental agility, because the commands are very short and they're yelled really loud, and someone might be yelling at you at the same time the command is given. So you've got to be...
When you watch new recruits march, it's always a disaster, right? Their arms are out of sync, they're not marching in step. That's just standard, and these guys are no different. But you can really tell the difference with their arm swinging so far. One guy's arms back, one guy's arms forward. It's always the same with new recruits.
On your toes, more or less, all the time?
I think our drill makes us bond a lot because when we do drill, we all have to work as a group. We can't work as individuals because if we do, then it doesn't look right.
Our instructors are definitely leaders to us. They want us to learn, to improve, to build our confidence.
As I watch these guys train indoors, it's cold, it's probably winter. Thought comes into my head. You guys put this in the comments. If you're in a cold environment, train there. Why not? If it's hot, train there. I don't see any reason to train indoors. Makes it easier, yes. But why not do it that way? At a minimum, you're in the environment that you live that you may have to protect, heaven forbid. But I think that'd be important. If I were setting up the training, since no one asked, say train outside. If it's hot, you train outside. If it's cold, you train outside. You get used to it. Does that add a layer of stress? Of course it does, but that's the reality. You're not going to be training indoors. We did the same thing in Great Lakes for the Navy boot camp where it's cold as hell. They train inside. I still think they should change that. What's it going to hurt these young guys except they're going to learn patience when it's cold to march, how to utilize your weapon system when your hands are cold.
Everything. Don't say, okay, Sergeant. Yes, Sergeant. Nice and loud so I can hear you. Let's go.
Get it together, young man.
I don't, if necessary, to provide you with that encouraging word or the voice of reason or the calm bit of advice that'll help you get through a problem you're having.
Now remove your headdress and practice.
One thing that recruit's missing with the glasses is what they give here in the States in boot camp. They're called BCGs, birth control glasses, because they're so ugly that you're definitely not going to have sex or get pregnant. It's one thing I noticed here. He's got these wire rim glasses.
This movement, let's go, Hinks. Don't be playing with it. You don't have 3 days to do this movement. Practice it up and down. Let's go. Proctor, why are you putting your brain in your face? Your brain on your armpit. No, not at all. Don't shake your head at me. Get your lid on your head. I want to see you do this move right now. I want to see you do it perfectly. Let's go. Let's go.
My role as an instructor here at the Leadership and Recruit School is to instruct new recruits on military life in general and their new role in life as defenders of Canada.
Staring at me. Yes, you remove and replace that headdress. I don't want to see your head moving at all. Do you understand? Yes, Sergeant. Good. So I want to see you do it right now. Replace your headdress. Go. Yes, Sergeant. Now remove it. Let's go. Doctor, why is your head turning to the right? So do you feel you yourself doing it?
Well, we definitely have a mix of instructors because some of them are really, really strict and hardcore, I'd say, but other ones are really, really friendly, relaxed, so you kind of need both.
If you want more videos like this, look at the card above. Thanks for watching.